Oh my God! Oh my God! Have you heard the news? Holy hell! Jesus Christ! My God! Please tell me you've heard the news. You have to tell everybody you know. My God! I can't believe it. This is earth-shattering news. Oh my God! Hey, everybody! Listen up! JT Daniels made an Instagram post. Yep, that's right, ladies and gentlemen. JT Daniels has made an Instagram post. Oh my God! I know. Good morning, and that is Uncle Lou here. Yeah, that's right, it's me, Uncle Lou, and I'm live back here on LouTube for you today with another video. Thanks for watching. Really appreciate it. Also, and in addition to that as well, subscribe to this channel. That's an order. If you're not already, I post college football videos almost every single day of the year. Some of them are even watchable. This is going to be the last video I post on the secondary channel, by the way. Thank you to all of you for watching over the last week or whatever. I know it was confusing, and maybe you think it was bad timing that I decided to upload a week's worth of videos on this second channel. But I was just trying to grow that second channel before the football season ended. And a big shout out to you guys. I have gained about 2,000 subscribers on that second channel just in the last week. So I appreciate you sort of putting up with that. Back to the regular channel tomorrow for the Your Season Is Over video, the bowl season edition. It's going to be a good one. I don't want to give anything away, but there's going to be 4 or 5 people in that video. You can probably guess who some of them are. Okay, but back to this JT Daniels thing. Now, every offseason, every team in America has question marks heading into the next season, right? How's the recruiting class going to finish up in February? How many of those players will be expected to make an impact next year? Which juniors leave early for the NFL? This year, you've got another issue because seniors can opt to come back for another year because of COVID. Are you going to have any players transfer out? And so you always have this whole host of issues. The biggest issue, and there's 2 sort of big players I'm looking at here with Georgia, but of course JT Daniels is who everyone's talking about. The other one is Jordan Davis, nose tackle. I would really love to have him back next year. He's a key piece to Kirby's 3-4 defense. A dominant nose guard can go a long way to help in Georgia's defense overall in the scheme and everything that Kirby runs. And I've been in love with Jordan Davis since he first got to Athens. He's just a mountain of a man. Doesn't get a lot of praise or credit or stats even really, but he eats up a lot of blocks, frees up things for other people. Really hope he comes back. But JT Daniels is the one that everyone's talking about and everyone's got their eye on, right? Is he going to go pro? There was the report that came out after his first start at Georgia, which was strange, back at Mississippi State, threw 400 yards. And there was this mock draft that I think somebody from CBS or somebody put out that had him getting drafted 16th or 17th, something like that. That's not happening. I mean, I think there's 6 or 7 quarterbacks who would get drafted ahead of JT Daniels, and maybe this will make Georgia fans mad. I don't know. I think Jamie Newman would probably get drafted ahead of JT Daniels. But doesn't matter. It's not the way it was. It used to be, if you were a junior and you left early, it's because you were a first-round pick, maybe a second. You've got people leaving early now, getting drafted in the 4th round, 5th round, 6th round. You've got people leaving early that go undrafted, and just show up at a camp as sort of an undrafted free agent type of thing. So there's never really any way to know. Georgia really needs JT Daniels to come back. Quarterback has been an issue at Georgia for a while, not getting into the Fromm versus Fields thing. Let's just stick to this season. Quarterback was an obvious issue. I mean, you trot DeJuan Mathis out there, the guy looked lost. You go with Stetson Bennett. He's knee-high to a grasshopper. Skills are limited, not very good, terrible arm. No scholarship offers out of high. I mean, just blah, blah, blah. A team in Georgia's position, look at recruiting classes they've had, and you're trotting out a walk-on 5'2" quarter. I mean, it was just bad. JT Daniels comes in, 400 yards. Is JT Daniels ever going to win the Heisman? He'd come back to Georgia. No, he's not going to win the Heisman. Is he going to go for 5,000 total yards and 50 touchdowns like you see some of these people, your Joe Burrows and I think Justin Fields even had 50 touchdowns. No, he's never going to be that. He can't move around. He's not mobile. Georgia's still going to be a run-heavy offense. But JT Daniels is by far the most talented quarterback to take the field at UGA in a meaningful way. Clearly, Justin Fields is generational. What a shame. Well, we basically pissed down his leg and sent him on his way. What a still the dumbest move. One of the dumbest moves ever. Anyway, JT Daniels gives us more at the quarterback position than any legitimate starter we've had, in my opinion, since Aaron Murray. I think he can do more for us than Jake Fromm. Clearly better than a Grayson Lambert or a Bryce Ramsey or maybe even a Jacob Eason. We'll see. Anyway, he's got to come back. I mean, it's clearly the key or one of the biggest keys to Georgia's success next year is going to be the return of JT Daniels. So clearly everyone is talking about it. Is he going to come back? Is he going to stay? How high would he be drafted? What's he waiting on? Why hasn't he made a decision? Why hasn't he announced anything? Well, oh my God, the internet basically exploded yesterday and blew up because JT Daniels Christ made an Instagram post. And, here's the thing. Here's the Instagram post. I'll put it up. It's a picture of himself in a Georgia uniform, walking down the locker room, the hallway or whatever. And the caption just simply says, "To be continued." Now, clearly that appears to be an indication that he's set on returning. But, why do that? I mean, why not just make a post that says, "I'm coming back to Georgia next year"? I don't know. And again, I'm a Georgia fan, okay? So you have to understand, I'm so used to being let down at this point by different things that I'm sort of jaded now. Does this mean he's coming back next year? It looks that way, but why not just come out and say it, I don't know. I don't know if he's waiting on his official draft grade. I don't know. I really don't know. Now, obviously, the post, appears to indicate that he's either leaning towards coming back or has made a decision to come back. I don't know. But, it's the same thing with these high school recruits. A recruit, nobody knows where the hell these high school recruits are going until they announce it. But everybody thinks they know, right? Oh, I follow him on his Twitter there. And he put out a tweet about a Big Mac, but in the back seat of his car, I saw a red and black notebook. That must mean he's coming to Georgia. You all these clues or these cryptic type hints and messages that people see or think they see. Now, this is something pretty obvious from JT here. He's posting a picture of himself in a Georgia uniform walking through the locker room with a caption "To be continued." It would lead one to believe that means he's coming back next year. But I get back to my original question. Why not just come out and say that then? I really want JT Daniels to come back. We do a lot of trash talking and trolling on LouTube on his channel here, and that's a whole lot of fun. I'm not trash talking or trolling. I think when you look at next season, heading into the season, preseason polls, whether you're talking AP, coaches, magazine poll, whatever preseason polls you want to talk about, I can see Georgia being ranked number 1 heading into the preseason next year if JT Daniels comes back. That doesn't mean Georgia will finish number 1. I'm just saying that I think that just goes to show you how important he is to the perception that people will have about Georgia next year. If we don't get JT Daniels back, whoever plays quarterback will have never thrown a pass in college, ever. It'll either be Carson Beck, who will be a redshirt freshman next year, played in 1 game this year, handed the ball off a dozen times and called it a day, or Brock Vandagriff, the true freshman coming in. DeJuan Mathis is transferring. Stetson Bennett he's Stetson Bennett. So that's what you're left with. So if JT Daniels leaves, I think you're probably looking at a Georgia team that goes in the next season ranked somewhere 7 to 10. But if he comes back, I could see Georgia being ranked number 1. Oklahoma's another team I think you should look for next year in terms of heading into the preseason. Where are everyone's expectations going to be? Oklahoma could be the number one team heading into the season next year. Clearly, they finished the season strong. They lost 2 of their first 3 games. People wrote them off. Spencer Rattler got better as the year went along. Oklahoma had the best defense they've had in years, and a lot of those pieces are coming back, including Spencer Rattler on the offensive side of the ball. They destroyed Florida in the bowl game. I can see Oklahoma being ranked number 1. As far as the usual suspects go, Alabama, Clemson, and Ohio State in particular, they're all losing a ton. Now, I know they recruited an insane level, and any of those 3 teams could very easily be number 1 by the time the season ends. No doubt about it. No question about it. They're loaded with talent. You look at Alabama, losing Mac Jones, losing the wide receivers, losing Najee Harris, losing Leatherwood, the left tackle, losing a bunch on defense. I could see where they wouldn't be ranked number 1 heading into next year, even if they go out this coming Monday and beat Ohio State by 50. Just because of what they're losing. You know, they're going to have Bryce Young. The guy didn't play that much this year. When he did play, honestly, he didn't look that good. Now, he was a freshman, so you had the weird coronavirus offseason. Bryce Young's got a ton of talent. A ton of talent. No reason to believe anything other than that he will be amazing. But will he start out the season amazing? Well, we don't know. Like I said, he'd be a new starter. You're just losing a ton if you're Alabama. This isn't to say that Alabama doesn't finish the season ranked number 1 or win a national title in 2021. Talking about expectations here based on whether or not JT Daniels comes back, right? You look at Clemson, losing Trevor Lawrence, losing Travis Etienne, losing the white middle linebacker, targeting, spearing, Polish Skalski neck roll, who, according to the Tater Man, is the most important player they've ever had since Hunter Renfrow. I don't get it, but that's what they say. Oh, well, Neckrol couldn't play against Notre Dame in the regular season and we lost. Oh, Neckrol gets thrown out of the game for committing his 100th targeting penalty, and we got blown out by Ohio State. Okay, yeah, whatever. So you're losing him. You're losing some wide receivers, whatever. So, I mean, it is what, but again, yes, Clemson's recruited at a ridiculous level. They're still in the ACC last time I checked, so they're likely to be very highly ranked come playoff time next year. I'm talking about preseason polls heading into the season, only in relationship to the importance of JT Daniels coming back in terms of perception of UJ for next year. Ohio State losing Justin Fields. So they're going to have a quarterback next year who's never played. Even if you want to look at Florida, who no one thinks they would be ranked number 1, but, they're losing. Well, the second half of the Florida-Oklahoma game, that's Florida next year, right? They're losing Kyle Trask. They're losing Kyle Pitts. They're losing their top 3 wide receivers, losing some key pieces on defense, and all kinds of rumors about Florida right now, too, with Mullen to the NFL, and who knows what all is going to happen there. So point is, you look at a lot of the top teams this year, they're replacing a bunch next year. Yes, they've recruited, a lot of them have at a ridiculous level, and a lot of those teams could be ranked number 1 at the end of the year. Talking just preseason, we need JT Daniels to come back. We just need JT Daniels to come back. And I'm all for looking for signs and reading the tea leaves and stuff like this, but it's a little, I'm just going to be honest, it's a little frustrating to me that he puts this Instagram post out yesterday, to be continued. Just say you're coming back, or say you're not, It's not like I'm going to be mad at JT Daniels if he doesn't come back, right? This is his 3rd year out of high school. He's eligible to enter the draft. He completed his full season. He didn't quit before a bowl game like some of these me first quitters are doing now. He finished the season. God bless him if he decides to go pro. Go get your money. You completed the season. But from a selfish Georgia fan perspective, it's clearly better for Georgia if JT Daniels comes back. Even if Brock Vandagriff shows up and looks like the greatest thing we've ever seen, never ideal to start a freshman quarterback. It's just not. Have there been a few times throughout the course of college football history where it's worked out? A handful, not very many. Not very many. Trevor Lawrence won a national title as a true freshman back in 2018. He didn't start until the 5th game of the year. Tua won the national title as a freshman in 2017. He never started a game at all his freshman year. He came in at halftime of that game. Not very many cases of freshman quarterbacks taking a team to the promised land. They just don't exist. So ideally, you would like Brock to come in, and even if he's great, learn a year up under JT Daniels. Even if that means playing Brock Vandagriff in the second halves of some games or in limited series in the first half, whatever, to get him some experience. Clearly a best case scenario type situation for you, JT Daniels, to come back. And I just want some concrete news. Like I said, I'm just so used to being let down and disappointed as a Georgia fan over the years, not with players coming back or not. I'm not any one thing in particular, just in general, that it's just hard for me to get too excited or to get my hopes up too high about JT Daniels based off of a cryptic, Instagram post, even though I admit it does appear to suggest that he's coming back. Why not just say that, sir? Save Uncle Lou the heartache, the headache, the frustration, the blood pressure issues, the heart palpitations, the ulcers, the anxiety, and the panic attacks. And please, Mr. Christ, Mr. JT Daniels Christ, please, you can email me even. I won't let the cat out of the bag. Maybe you're planning some big announcement. I don't know. Email me, crazyunclelou@gmail.com. Mr. Christ, Mr. JT Daniels Christ. Let Uncle Lou know you're coming back to Athens. We need you. We need you. Now, can I get a hashtag 2021 in the chat, please?